Kitsap Transit is based in Bremerton, Washington. It serves parts of the Seattle metropolitan area including Port Orchard, the cities of Bremerton and Silverdale, and most of the Kitsap Peninsula, which lies just west of Seattle across the Puget Sound.
Kitsap Transit operates within Kitsap County, which is about 340 square miles, population of about 270,000 people. So it's a mixture of urban and rural communities.
Kitsap Transit operates a bus service on 40 fixed routes, a foot ferry, a van pool system, as well as paratransit services.
Last year, we transported approximately 3.8 million boardings, and we operate about 300 vehicles, revenue vehicles in our service.
Before implementing the Clever Devices scheduling solution powered by MAIOR, Kitsap Transit used a complex manual process to plan and create their schedule. Not only was this inefficient and error-prone, it was time-consuming and created a disconnect between planning and operations.
Prior to implementing MAIOR, Kitsap Transit had a very tedious process when it came to planning our bus routes. My planning team of 2 would put together a general idea of what the routes they needed to be. They'd go out and drive them, come back, hand sketch those out, enter the times into an Excel spreadsheet, and then physically basically cut those apart to make the run cards and the pieces of work for the drivers. A very long and tedious process. It actually really started with our operations department needing help more in the payroll side of things and the managing their drivers. And when we discovered this product that could really work well with planning and could help tie the 2 departments together in a more uniformed manner, it really was when it opened our eyes to say we need to do something different.
As with all manual processes, sometimes mistakes were made that cost the agency in various ways.
I had a lot more requests to make up time for people or pay them time because we'd made a mistake with our manual scheduling. The day-to-day scheduling was very complex and it took quite a while. It could take a whole day to schedule for the next day.
Realizing they needed to automate the process, Kitsap began investigating solutions for planning and scheduling. During their demo of the MAIOR solution, they were quickly able to see how the solution could help them.
It impressed me because it was so visual. I could see what routes were out there. I could see the time. It was very logical. And one of the things that it pointed out was visually, we have a route that goes for our commuters from Paulsbo to Bainbridge Island. It's called our Route 90. And it actually, when we put it onto the screen, we could see that we had 21 different patterns in that one route. We knew it was complex, but to see it right there was really eye-opening. Since implementation with that particular Route 90 was that we did need to simplify. So we actually have straightened out a lot of our routes, and that has helped a lot. So that Route 90 pretty much now runs 1 or 2 patterns.
Kitsap Transit has seen quite a number of benefits from their new scheduling solution, from creating more efficient route patterns and driver schedules, to making sure that they are following union rules and paying drivers properly, to improving the ways in which planning and operations work together. They are seeing efficiencies they could never have experienced with a manual solution.
I think that one of the great benefits is that we can all work together. We have an interdepartmental team from operations and from planning, so that when the team gets together to put together the work that we want to do, we can see the impacts immediately. We know what our contract will allow. We can run scenarios very quickly to see what would be the best, not only for the operators, but for the public, and to see how we can implement what service planning has in mind.
Our union contract is very complex, and for a newer employee coming in to learn all the rules and be able to remember all of the rules and guidelines that we have to keep in order to stay compliant with our contract, it's very difficult. Well, I would say that the MAIOR software was probably one of the easier systems as a new dispatcher coming into transit that was for me to easily understand.
Before we became automated with the MAIOR software, the timesheets and the schedule were very lengthy and time consuming. I spent a greater part of my day on Monday when we turned payroll in. It would take 6 to 8 hours just to do it because we had to go in and manually put everybody's time on the timesheets. Using MAIOR, it is wonderful. It is so much easier. It's just a click. If a driver calls out, the dispatcher just has to go in and remove them from duty and put the reason why, and it is there in payroll. And what used to take 6 to 8 hours on Monday takes 1 to 2 hours. And that has really freed our time up to do our other duties.
I have been very pleased with the MAIOR team. I have been involved with different types of software over the many years I've been in transportation. And this software is logical. The training was really, really good. We started really from square one, and I can't speak highly enough to that training and to the support that we get.
Our team actually really embraced the change. They were ready for something new and different. Clever Devices, the team was phenomenal. The operations and planning department communication has improved so much because of this software and how the modules tie together. And it just makes things much more streamlined, and the solutions can come a lot faster than they used to be able to.